Hey guys, welcome back to another Sorted George with me, Julian. 72 New Yorker. We're having some fun and games with the electric windows, and also one or two of the switches are playing up. Let's see if we can sort it out. Sorted George. Right, it's another door panel job again. This time on the New Yorker instead of the Newport. What I did notice in the photographs and of the video, obviously that all of the windows were up. Since receiving this, the driver's window has gone down, but it won't go up. And I noticed that this is a little bit on the loose side. And also this one, the rear driver's side, has decided to come down about, I don't know, 5-6 mil. And now that won't go back up again, but it did. And both the passenger side are rather slow. So I think what it is that obviously where it's been stood, everything just needs a bit of a degrease, a re-grease, a free up, etc. I want to have a look at this switch panel here, because like I say, this one's a little bit loose. Don't know what's going on there. Worth having a look, obviously. Yeah, so seeing as we're here, let's start on this one. Sorted George, here we go. Right, we're both doing this together because this one's new to me. Reason being this electric windows, and also we've got this big console on the door, so I've not come across this before. Jobbed. There you go. And there's your screw, Phillips screw. Let's do this side. There she is. Let's take the handle out. Here we go. Unscrew that. There you go. Lovely. Sorted, George. Right, we've done these before. I just use some needle nose pliers just to hook into them little grooves I'll show you in a second, and just twist. And she should come off. There she goes. Lovely. Unscrew this for 3 hours. Back with you.
3 days later.
Sorted, George. Right. Now let's see whether or not we can remove this door panel, shall we? We got a 7/16 again on the main nut bolt, rather. It's holding this handle on. Right, that's that lot free. We've got a whole lot of wires down here. I can see straight away something's come off. That'll be the light, the courtesy light. And how does that look come off? I'm not sure. Let me just lay that down for a second, like that. Oh, hang on. Pretty clean in here. Yeah, that's not 117,000 miles worth of rubbish in the bottom of the door. No way. No way is it. This is done no mileage. Sorted, George. Right, let's undo that, shall we? Right, that was easy enough. This is obviously the plug, and it is held in place on the back of the switch via these two little clips, and it looks like this whole panel here is held in place from behind by all these screws. So obviously you don't need to try and take them off somehow like from the front side. You've got to take the panel off and then remove it if you need to. So right, let's have a look to see whether or not I can get this out and see how we get on. Sorted, George. Let's have a look, shall we? Banging. Now, let's go up on the roof. And we've got 4 tiny little speed nuts which hold the panel into that chrome frame. Sorted, George. Let's see what we can do with it. I've just come out in the daylight. Right, if you look in there, it looks like these are a push fit. Yeah, I got that in as well. Look, looks like they're a push fit. They're clipped on. Once that back piece is against the black face, it looks like these are pushed on over the top. And by the looks of it, they are obviously sprung loaded, but the springs have gone on that or are bent out of shape or whatever. So let's see if we can get these buttons off of this frame. See how we can get on. Right, back with you. Right, after much mucking about, I cannot remove the silver buttons, rocker buttons, from this unit without breaking anything, and I really don't want to be breaking 50 or trying against 50-year-old plastic. You obviously need a special tool. Like I say, with this picture, you can see where the like the little tabs, like the little hooks are. So they obviously push in, push on over the top, then clip into place. But whilst I was messing about with it, I had a strand, a long, thin strand of metal. Basically, a little bit like this, but not curly. You know, it was straight. So, I think the springs that are in here are not the standard coil spring, as it were, like you would get on a pen. They're the springs like this. And whilst messing about, like I say, when that came out, I've now found the fact that I'm able now to actually find the connection. It's pushing up against there nicely, and it works because I've now got the window up. So that's sussed. I think you're looking at about $200 odd at the moment just for a replacement switch. Now, without being funny, it works. The only thing that it's not doing is sitting straight like that. So I think I'd rather have that a little bit slack and have $200 in my pocket. It's not a trailer queen, it's not a show car, it's a daily driver. As long as it works, that's fine by me. So $200 can go on something else, you know. As you can see, that's pressing down and then coming back up again. So it's making the connection, it works. And obviously that piece of metal was in the way, causing this not to make contact. Well, obviously it's gone, so it does. And like I say, the glass is up. It's working. Right. Connections in here. I have found that connection there. I ain't got a clue what that's for. There's 4 wires in it, and that's it. That was just led down. That's obviously going to something else. And also in here, that's obviously to the courtesy light. I can tell that by the colours of the wires. But I've also found this, and I ain't got a clue what that's for. And I'm going to have a guess that on some of the New Yorkers, some people had the hard top with a quarter light, and some, obviously like this one, doesn't have the quarter light. And I know that the quarter lights are also remote control on the button. So knowing what Chrysler were like, that's obviously going to something else that this car doesn't have. They tended to just do a standard wiring loom, and if it wasn't used, well then it just sat there doing nothing. So I think that there, that green one, excuse me, I think that green one is the reverse, going one way, going the other, for the switch to turn the quarter light. That's the only thing I can think of anyway, because it's nothing to do with the power motor for the window. And obviously up this end you've got the power lock thing as well. Sorry, I can't quite get the camera in there, but there's a motor there as well for the power locks, so it's nothing to do with that. Like I say, typical Chrysler, they used to just have one wiring loom, and then if it doesn't have the feature, it doesn't get plugged in. Simple as. So I think that's what that's for. Sorted, George. Let's get greasing up and put it all back together. Banging. Right, here we go. Everything's had a good grease. Here we go. That goes up and down nicely. Sorted, George. Giving everything a grease, all the runners, etc. down in there to the motor. Behind the, where are we? See if I can see it down there. Behind the scissor action as well. And all the locks and everything else. So I've got some fluid film that I've used. Sorry, this is going to be upside down for you guys. Sorry. It's the way the camera is. I've used some fluid film up and down on these rubber bits, as it were. But obviously proper grease up and down the actual runners, same as across in here. That's all done. Yeah, and you can hear the power locks all working as well, so that's good. Right, that's that one done. Now let's crack on with the others. Seeing as we're here, do this side and you'll see what I mean. I can't remember which button it is now, hang on. I think it's that one. Yeah, see, that one don't want to do anything on the actual switch. And this one on here wants to go down, but at the moment don't want to go up. So, but it was going up. There we go. So, see if that'll do anything. Nope. Not strong enough. Or it's not making a connection or something. I don't know. We'll have to investigate that one. So, well, at least that one's working now, because that wasn't. So let's have a go. Oh, we are. These are the ones. That one's, you can just see the front passenger trying to move. And then the rear giving it a go. So, here we go. Right. Let's get these working properly, shall we? Banging. Here we go. Right, just before we carry on with the next one, I've just gone into my little box of clips and whatever else, and I have found a couple of door panel clips. Now, there is two different types, as I've just found out in my box here. I need the ones that are thin across here. You can get some fatter ones. There you go. They look the same, virtually the same length. But when you come down, one foot is actually wider than the other. Don't know why they were missing. Literally, they've just been taken out by the looks of it, but that's now on there. Lovely. Jobbed. That ain't going nowhere. Yeah, the actual slots on the door panel were perfect. It's like they've been removed rather than ripped out, fallen out, or whatever else. But anyway, got some more in there now. That's all on there nice and tight. Now let's crack on with this lot. Sorted, George. Here we go. Right, we're halfway through taking this back panel off. Obviously taking the handles off, etc. Everything's loose, but I'm struggling to get that off. Now, what I've just done, I've looked and I've managed to see I've had to take this strip off, okay, and they're only held on by these door clips. Now, I don't know whether the front door should have had them, but tucked up in here, you've got two, where have we gone here? But you've got two big old screws up in there that's holding that panel on in the middle, which I find a bit strange because obviously the actual closing handle is up there rather than down there like it used to be. But hey, like I say, whether it's supposed to be like that on the front door, I don't know, but I didn't have that, so But like I say, it looks like somebody's had that panel off anyway. But here we go. Let's take them off. Job. Just to make it easier for me, so that I'm not dragging this all over the place, there is just down in there is a screw. So you can take out the cigarette lighter, undo that screw, and then same as the fronts, it will just pop out, and that's where the screw comes through. So I'm going to take this out just so that I've got this in my hand, and I can put it on the, I can put it on the terminal just to give it a go. Sorry, George. Right, back with you. I've just taken out the cigarette lighter. Never been used. Brand new. Never been used. Look at that. Sorted, George. Right, let's crack on. Now look at this. I've never seen this before. On the bottom of the cigarette lighter, circuit breaker. To reset, focus. To reset, push pin in hole. And that's pattern number blah, blah, blah. And there's the little hole. Good God. Even that's got a circuit breaker on it. Never seen that before. Well, I've just been having a play about with it. Obviously, you can see the window is up. Now, if I put this on the correct way, just press it on there for now. She'll go down, but she won't go back up again. If I turn the wiring round the other way and press the down, it'll go up, but it ain't going to go down. So, it's got to be the switch, because that doesn't work. If I put power through that, via that one it goes down. If I turn it around and still use that one, it'll go back up. So that's fine. It's got to be the switch. So I expect we've got another broken spring or something like that in there. So, oh, right, here we go. Sorry, George.
2 hours later.
Okay, right, it's all greased up. Not having much luck with this switch, but let me try that again. She's going down nice. Sorted, George. Turn the switch around. Make sure I've got constant. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I've turned it around and it went back down again. Doo-doo-doo. Ha-ha! I have had luck with the switch. Banging much. There you go. Sorted, George. Ha-ha! That didn't want to work just a minute ago. Work that one out. Right, okay. She's come alive. All I done prior to switching on the camera, all I've done is soak that in WD-40. So whether there was a bit of shite in there or something like that, or it's now cleaned it off or whatever. Well, you saw it like I did. That didn't want to work just a minute ago. Then I put the WD-40 in and I thought, yeah, that ain't going to work. But hey, it obviously has. Sorry, George. I'm happy. Let's get this back together. Oh, yeah. And she's all greased up inside. Hang on, let me just turn the old flash on. Everything's all greased up, same as the other one. And the runners, hang on a minute, let me see what I can see through here. There you go. Everything's all greased up like I did on the last one. So the little crossover bits and on the cogs, everything's done. Let's get it back together. I wonder if it's, I wonder if that's what's wrong with the actual door switch, like the driver's door switch. we sort of have to take that off again and give that a WD. See how we get on with that. Sorted, George. I'm happy. Banging. Right, she's all back together. That works a treat. Lovely. And so does this one. If I press that button, it works going down and going up. So there's obviously a bit of muck in that switch that was causing the problem reading on the driver's side as well. So there you go. I'm well chuffed with that. That's good. A bit of a dry spot there by the looks of it. Bit of rubber squeaking or something. Right. Let's get on with the other side. I'm well chuffed with that, I'll tell you. Isn't it amazing though what can really mess you about? You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so hang on, let me just disconnect the battery, 2 seconds. Yeah, isn't it amazing what can mess you about? You know, you could have been hunting for a loose wire, because I actually thought, I wonder if it's the feed prior to the front switch, because obviously neither of them were working to go up, but you had the feed from the front to go down. So I'm thinking, I wonder if it's the feed. I don't know how it works. I can only assume that it goes through that switch, driver's side switch first, and then comes to the, like, you know, the individual ones. And I'm thinking about that. But of course, now I've turned the switch around on the door. Well, it can't be, because the feed is still there to make the motor go up. Even though I've actually rotated this, well, I know I rotated the actual wire in the loom. I know I rotated that, but basically by rotating it and still pressing the down button, you're now making the live for the up to work. And obviously that worked. So that theory of the live coming in prior to any switches goes out the window. But yeah, that's quite surprising, man. It just goes to show you how things can mess you about. So, messes you about on the old stuff as well as the new stuff. Right, sorted, George. Let's get on with the passenger side. Front passenger side. Looks like we've had something living in here, haven't we? Bless them. Right, let's have a look in here. Oh God, yeah, look how clean that is. Good God. There is nothing in there at all. Yeah. 117,000 miles? I don't think so. I don't think so. No way. Right, let's crack on and grease this lot up. Bang in. Right, anything and everything that moves has got lubed, greased, etc. Hang on. Now that goes down nice and quick compared to what it was. Literally all the runners, everything, where it crosses over, up inside. I don't know if you can see anything like that at all. And going up. By the time all the grease gets into where it needs to get into, that'll be good. I've done both of them at the same time. Right, 2 seconds. Right, and the front. Sorry. That would help, wouldn't it? Bang and mush. Look at that, that's going up nice. Up and down nice and smooth. Lovely. And like I say, everything else has been greased in here all the way along. Bit of fluid film on all the locks and everything else. Whatever needs to be greased, especially like them cogs, because what I'll do, that grease will then sort of go into where the motor cog is as well, so that'll help. So yeah, banging. She's all done. Well pleased, and she's coming up lovely. So right, seeing as the power's on, let's go and try the actual driver's door for all of them. Banging. There you go. Let's give it a go. Obviously that one. What's that one? There you go. Squeakers. This one should be this one. And then that one is going to play silly buggers. Don't want to know now. Okay. Oh, hang on. It might be because I don't have the actual switch on the door. So, quite possibly. Go on, girl. There she goes. Go on. Keep going. She'll go. Don't worry. She'll get there. That's the driver's. And that one, that goes up well quick. Looks like this one just needs a bit of a helping hand. Is it going to be? Might be because the door's closed and it's against the rubber. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's all it was. Sorted, George. Banging. Right. Just for a bit of grease. What a difference. I was going to put them door panels on. Here we go. Oh, hang on. Aha. Important. Cup of tea time. Sorted, George. Banging. Right, I've got that one on. I'm just about to put this one on. And I was just thinking, it just shows you how long this has been stood. Somebody's got a Tupperware sticker. Tupperware. Bloomin' Tupperware. Really? How old is that? Bye bye, Mr. Tupperware sticker. You do not belong anymore. Jobbed. Right. Put that side back on, shall I? What I've done as well is I've put the handle from the back to the front. The one that is here, basically they are broke. But I'm just wondering whether or not I might be able to put a little tack weld on there or something, you know, just to hold it. You can see where it's broke. So, yeah, that's a little job for a later date. Right, sorted, George, let's get this panel on. Banging. Right, Chuck, here we go. Battery on. Ignition should be on. Yes, it is. So, we've got drivers. I think that's going to be that one over there. It's obviously getting trapped on the rubber, I bet you. Right. Well, you saw that go up and down lovely. What's the matter with that then? Let's go have a look, shall us? Right, sorted, George. Is it getting stuck on the rubber? Or is it getting stuck on this? Because that looks rather tight. Hang on, 2 hands. There you go. I think that's getting stuck on this rubber here. Looks like it. It's rather tight. Apart from there. You see it there. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I think that's up. Yeah, there you go. She's up now. It's getting stuck on that rubber down there, unfortunately. Well, they're working. Damn sight better than what they were. Yeah, it looks like it's getting stuck on these rubbers. Unfortunately. Well, I can't grease them up, otherwise it'll go all over the glass. Well. It works, that's the main thing. And I just thought, I ain't got the engine running. And I've been using it all the time, so perhaps our battery might be a little bit low. So it was George, and I can't start it because at the moment I still haven't got my fuel pump. So I'm halfway through that video as well. So it was George, banging. Well, that's another job ticked off the list. At least we got all that lot sorted out. That's good. Really pleased about the finding out the reason behind these switches. Like I say, just a bit of WD-40 and she's sorted out lovely. Obviously where she's been stood, just a bit of grime, dust, whatever, not making the contact properly. Bit of WD, that cleaned it out lovely. It's all working. The rubbers are obviously a little bit on the hard side. That's why she's going up and down a bit slow when the doors are closed. Doors are open, not too bad. But hey, they work. That's the main thing. Plus, obviously, I've not had the engine running, so it's been slowly but surely running the battery down. So that might be another culprit as to why there wasn't quite the strength in the motors to lift them up and down. Thanks ever so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe if you wouldn't mind. The channel is growing. I hope this video was a help to you in some way, even if it was just a case of, well, you know how to take the door panels off. If you haven't yet already, go over to Sweet Machine and check out my mate Chris. He's got some fun things going on over there. And I'll see you on the next one. Sorted, George.